Okay, this is What If Deku Was a Driver from Xenoblade 2 Part 4, and just before we begin, this is a message for all you guys that have subbed to me and watched my videos. I've noticed that my mic picks up my breathing. It's the best mic I got with no money, really, because we have to pay bills and food. I apologize for my stuttering and slurs. I've had it since I was a kid. I also apologize for my speed talking, which I'm probably doing right now, and reading. I'm even trying to fix it right now. My voice, I've always had a hard time with that, due to the fact that I was actually very shy growing up. And to be honest, I'm new to this, new to YouTube and everything. So, I'm learning. From the bottom of my heart, I thank all of you that have stuck around and listened, made comments, and given me support this far. I hope you like my content and I hope you keep enjoying it, and I will try my best to get better and better. With that being said, I think we should get started on this long recording session where I'm doing too. We see Yumi in a car as they are driving home with her head in the clouds, trying to process what had happened today, as her thoughts always went back to Izuku, and she started to blush deeply and shook her head as they arrived to a massive mansion. As the car finished pulling up, as an old man came running out as Yumi exited the car and he grabbed her and squeezed her while crying, then telling her, "Are you okay?" As Yumi responding, "Yes, grandfather," with him then saying, "You're supposed to call me Papa." She then started to cry about it. She then laughed it off and called him Papa. They then walked into the home. As they were going through the halls, her grandfather noticed she was being very absent-minded, but he's thinking she must be scared about what had happened today. Then he thought about it. I need to punish those guards. As he then turned, giving them a deaf look, as they knew their jobs were going to be gone with their lives. And Yumi said, "Don't take out your anger on them. I am still safe, and I'd rather they be alive and safe as well." Papa. As she then smiled, he responded with, "All right," then giving him a look that says the only reason they are still alive is because of her, with them saying to themselves, "Thank you, young miss," as they enter a main hall, as Yumi then ran up to this older woman saying, "I'm home, grandmother," as she then turned to say, "Oh, welcome home, my beloved granddaughter." As she then picked her up, she then looked into Yumi's eyes and giggled. Yumi asking why was she laughing, with her simply saying, "It seems someone has stolen your heart." After all, a woman knows these things. As then Yumi gets completely bright red in a very low voice, saying, "Yes." As she then takes Yumi, saying, "Okay," he and her need to have a very private talk. As she then walks away with her grandmother. As this happens, Yumi's grandfather is now full of fury and rage as he says, "Whoever has stolen my beloved granddaughter's heart, I will make sure that they don't make it out alive." As everyone around him started to sweat, thinking, whoever that was is not going to live long. As we then see Yumi and her grandmother in a meeting room. As they're sipping tea, their grandmother's saying, "So what is the young boy's name? It's the one that saved you after all, isn't it?" Yumi then responded with, "His name is Izuku Midoriya, and he's really cute," as she blushed heavily and even deeply smiled. Then her grandmother saying, "I know that name. Why do I know it? Oh, your cousin Ray knows him. I'll call her tonight to set something up for tomorrow." So this causes Yumi to blush and get bashful about it. So her grandmother said, "It's also your job to reel him in. After all, this is going to be your future hubby." This causing Yui to be broken. She then turned red and really white at the same time. As her grandmother laughs at saying, "So that's the boy who Edgy talked that Ray's talked about so much. This is going to be fun." As then we get as to get Yumi back to Earth, there was also a young woman there, correct, from the report I read? Then Yumi's saying, "Yes, but I did not catch her name." So then her grandma was thinking to herself, she's only thinking of that boy in that moment, wasn't she? "But you must also know the threat of an enemy. So it's best if I do that." She says, "Okay, I'll get her invited as well. Now go to your room. Your grandfather and I have something to discuss." As she then cracked her knuckles and punched a wall, as he fall out of a fake panel, as he knew he was about to take her full fury. We then see Izuku and Pyra fighting with Izawa, as he's saying, "Good, you're getting better." As then he finally used some of his more stronger martial arts to end the fight, causing them to be both on their butts, breathing heavily. As he then walks up to the two defeated opponents, saying, "You guys are near flawless with your hand-to-hand combat now." So with that, as he pulls out two scarves, saying, "You got less than 2 months to master this, okay?" As then Azuki and Pyre saying, "Yes, sensei." Is then a person walking into the gym with Ray. As Ray asks where Shota Izawa is, as the employee in the front said, "They are in a training room. They're not to be disturbed, and you have to stay here for your safety. But I must know the reason why you are here." As Ray saying, "We need to speak to him." It's in the man up front using the phone and dialing the room. Now, cutting back to where Izawa and them are, as they were interrupted by the phone call, which pissed Izawa off majorly, as he walked over and grabbed the phone and yelled, "What is it?" As he then held on to it for some time, hanging up and saying, "Okay, Pyre, stay here, just in case. Izuku, come with me. We have to go. Ray's here for some reason." As then Pyra nodded her head, as she was staying behind, as Azuka handed Izawa the scarves. They walked to the front as Azuka said, "Hey there, Ray." She smiled, saying, "Hello there, Izuku." As she then said, "This man is someone that works with my relative, and he wanted to take you and the young redhead girl to their house to say thanks for saving the young miss." As then Izuku thought about it, then said, "It's Yumi, isn't it?" As the man nodded his head, Azuki said, "On one condition. Can Izawa come with me so I can finish my training for the day?" So the man looked confused, having to say, "Let me run it up with the lady of the house." He made a quick phone call and quickly hanged up just as he had done it, saying, "It's all right with the lady. After meeting them, they will let you go to the training hall." As then Izuku said, "Okay, I'm going to get Pyra, so we can go." As he went to the back, as he went back to the room, telling her about what was going on. It's basically the girl we saved, and her family wanting to meet both of us. As Pyra nodded her head, they finally left. As we cut to them being in a limo with Ray and the rest. As Izuku asks, "So where are we going exactly?" As Ray answered, "To my relative's mansion. They will greet you as we enter, I think. Maybe they'll put you in the greeting room." With Izuku asking, "Are they nice?" With Ray smiling and shaking head, "Yes." As they pull up to a massive mansion, which shocked Izawa, Izuku, and Pyra. As they got out and they walked into a greeting room, then Ray left saying, "Don't worry, I'll be back with them very soon." She left Izawa, and after a minute, Izawa said, "You know what, kid, you might not need to be a hero." As Izuku asked why, Izawa saying, "Because if you get this girl to like you, you're set for life. Unless I saw her, to be honest, she's gonna be one heck of a knockout when she's older, to the point where you might have to fight an army of guys just to be with her." So Izuku said, "Well, one, I'm still going to be a hero. Two, I don't want some sugar mama. And three, Pyra's way more beautiful. She's a goddess." This causes Pyra to be a completely blushing mad mess. She said, sorry, in a whisper, "Thanks, Izuku." As this causes Sawa to laugh. Then, a few minutes later, four people walked in, that being Yumi, Ray, and her grandparents. As they walked in, Yumi reintroduced herself, and then she introduced her grandparents. As then everyone introduced themselves in order, with Pyra going first, saying, "My name is Pyra and Furnace." Izuku was next, saying, "My name is Izuku Midoriya," and finally, Izawa saying, "My name is Shota Izawa." They all then nodded and sat down. But Yumi decided to sit right next to Izuku. Sit right next to Izuku, with Pyra being on his other side, which caused Izawa to giggle. and saying in his head, "My godson's a natural womanizer. Going to have to help him out with that." As the grandmother spoke up, "I must thank you, young Izuku, for saving our granddaughter. For that you have our eternal gratitude." And she then bowed, now looking up to see Pyra, then thinking to herself, "That's not just one big rival. That's fighting a goddess. Because even if, as an adult woman in the future, her beauty is going to surpass and rival a goddess. So Yumi has quite a challenge. So I'm going to have to do that." As she then said, "I want to ask you something, Izuku." As Izuku asked, "So what is it?" As she said to him, "Do you have someone you love?" And this caused Izuku to freak out, causing even Yumi's grandfather to get mad thinking about who he loves. And then Izuku said, "Well, there's at least someone right now." As he did quickly glance at Pyra and looking away back to the floor, as this confirmed it for Yumi's grandfather. Then she said, "Did you know there's a polygamy quirk law? And it seems with your quirk's power, from my understanding, you easily could qualify for it." As this shocked everyone in the room, with Izuku saying, "So what are you exactly saying to me?" She answered, "Simple. I would like you to take Yumi's hand in marriage, and we'll set you up in the lost registry so that you can have more than one wife." And when she finished, everyone but Izawa turned pale white. As Izawa was thinking, "Yeah, I thought that was going to happen, especially if people find out what his quirk can really do. He's going to get offers like crazy, because the idea of having even a little bit of that quirk mixed in with theirs would make them all powerful." As then Izuku finally recovered, he screamed out, "I'm flattered, but I don't want to force that on anyone." Then Yumi speaked up, saying, "I'm completely fine with it. After all, you're really cute, and I'd be lucky to have a guy like you." As this broke Izuku completely, his mind went into shutdown mode. As Yumi's grandfather's rage was at its peak, he then launched himself at a very fast speed, but Izuku then rebooted, and by pure instinct, he then grabbed him by the collar, flipped him over to where Izuku was sitting, and slammed him down on the ground. As this shocked Rei, Yumi, and her grandmother, as Isawa chuckled, saying to himself, "That's my student, all right." So as Izuku started to apologize over and over, saying he did it out of instinct. As then Yumi's grandmother was thinking, "He's perfect to do that out of pure instinct." As she looked at the hero, "He must have trained him beyond hard. Training most people wouldn't survive." As she then said, "We can discuss this later. Before you go, why don't you go to the training hall then?" As they all nodded their heads, now everyone getting up and walking there, Yumi got close to her grandmother, saying thank you, as she knew she didn't really have the courage to bring that up. As her grandmother smiled, responding with, "I will do anything for your happiness, especially when it comes to your love." But she was also carrying the grandfather who's aching, with her also carrying him on her back, saying, "Mine hurts more than yours." As they finally get to the hall, it was so massive, Izuku thought we could hold all of UA in there because of its sheer size. As they walked to a sitting area nearby, as her grandfather sits her husband down, and said, "You can use this training room. It's designed to withstand any type of quirk. So please, go all out." As this made Izawa smile, then thinking, I know what they want. They want to see their full power. So Izawa said, "Okay, before training with the Scarves again, a quick mock fight. Since we can go all out here, quirks are allowed, and make this fight fast." As then Izuku and Pyra nodded. As they then entered the fighting arena, getting themselves ready. Izawa just saying, begin. As Izuku pulled out a sword, which caused some reaction from the people in the sitting area, as then he charged fire through it as he slammed it down on the ground, making a massive fire blast. Making Izawa jump, as the pyro shot 3 fireballs, then making a link with Izuku, as they ready to blitz Izawa together. After he dodged the fireballs and landed on the ground, the brawl truly started, as Azuki was slashing and Pyra was punching and kicking, as they would alternate what they were doing by him throwing the sword to Pyra and her throwing it back to him, going in between hand-to-hand combat, as they treat each and every blow with Izawa. Even he's being impressed at their pure teamwork, as they're 2 people in complete sync. When they finally get to the end of the room, they then grab the sword, sharing it with each other, as they say, as they get it to full power and making the flames hard as they can. Saying together, Prominence Hell Burning Triple Slash Slam. As they then slash him 3 times, sending him flying up. As they did this, they quickly jumped up and slammed him hard to the ground. As he then finally raised his hand, saying good, as I was saying, I can tell that was your full power, and you made it so blunt not to kill me. I'm proud of you. You still need a lot of training, though, and experience, in my opinion. Now, as this was happening, the grandparents were amazed, but this shocked Rei, since she's never met Pyra, so she was thinking she was 3rd-year student by her age at UA. I was there just to help Izuku since they had similar powers. But for them to have that much chemistry being in sync, they must have trained beforehand. Maybe Izawa brought her to Izuku. Maybe Izawa brought her to Izuku when they started. As we go to the grandparents, as they both are thinking, he and that girl are truly strong and powerful. They're both going to be good heroes if they choose to be. And then Izawa gives them the scarves again. Now, it's at the end of the day, Izuku and Pyra during the breaks have gotten to know Yumi a little better, as they know she wants to be a hero too, and really wants to be a wife as well. It's causing Izuku to blush in making that decision, and that she really wants to train with him next time to show off her Ice Quirk's power. As they're leaving, her Yumi's grandmother quickly pulls Izuku aside, saying, before he leaves, I have to know, have you thought about the offer? With Izuku saying, it is a yes. Only if it's okay with Yumi, and we keep this to ourselves right now. With Yumi's grandmother just nodding. As they leave, she walks up to Yumi saying he agreed to it for now. Plus, I now have a cute and strong son-in-law. This is a great day for me, but he said to keep it between you and him. As Yumi blushed, thinking he wants to keep it a secret, as it makes her really, really happy. As her grandfather just saying, alright. With Yumi's grandmother giving him a look of shock, saying it is only because he is very strong and kind. I know he'll treat our granddaughter right, and when I saw that fight, I did not see a child, but a man. So I will accept him and only him. So if something happens, we're never having great-grandchildren. Then the grandmother laughs. Now, it's been about a week since that day, and it's Izuku's day off, and he's spending it with Katsuki, as they are at his house, with him and her sitting down to play video games, with Pyra walking in, asking if they wanted a snack, as they said yes. Now, while outside of the home, Yumi is starting to walk up to Izuku's house, while being very happy since she got his address when they dropped him off without him knowing. But as she was going there, she realized she saw 2 people she recognized, as she then walked up saying, oh, hi there, Fuyumi and Shota, as they then said, oh, hi, Yumi, with her asking, so why are you guys here? She said, to see Izuku on his day off, of course. Why are you here? They're saying the same thing, as sparks fly between them, as they then bolted to Izuku's door and rang the doorbell very aggressively. Pyra then answered the door saying, yes, what is it? So then she looked down to see them, saying, "Oh, Yumi! And who are these girls?" Even though she knows them, since they don't know Pyre is part of Izuku's quirk still. So Yumi bows, then saying, "Why, hello, Miss Pyre. I'm here to see Izuku." As the other girls go, "Us too," in a really loud voice, with Pyre, sorry, then saying, "Well, he's eating a snack with a friend, but I made more than enough for everyone. So come on in." As they did that, with it, Yumi acting as they're going to the kitchen. "So, Miss Pyro, why are you here?" And she responds with, "Well, given my situation, Izuku's family was kind enough to let me stay here, since I am considered a family friend after all." She smiled, saying, "That's good to know." They then all entered the kitchen area, then go to the table. As when they saw Katsuki, all their eyes locked, as they all turned into their spirit animal, sparks flying. As then Izuku, through a telepathic link with Pyra, asked, "What is going on?" As Pyra saying, "It is the battle of love, my dear driver. But do not worry, I'm going to win it with ease." As then he looks at her confused. She then said, "Here you go. Snacks for everyone. I made them." They said then all sat down at the table. As the other three girls bite into it, as Shota and Fuyumi hang their heads in defeat. "This is the best cooking I've ever tasted. I could never rival this." As Yumi was completely shaking. "I thought my cooking was good, but it seems I must be a goddess of cooking to prove I am the better wife." After this, they all played together, with Izuku then seeing them out. But before they left, he said, "Wait." As they all stopped, he then kissed all of them on the cheek, saying, "This is for playing with me today." As he gets embarrassed a bit, as he says, "Okay, thanks," as he went back into his house. With all the girls blushing and thinking, "No fair, Izuku. That's what we're supposed to do for you, to make you happy." As it's now been 2 months, and Izuku's at the end of his training at UA. And it's Izuku's birthday as well. Izuku has woken up and went down to see a present on the table, with his parents saying, "Happy birthday, son." And Pyre brought out a small breakfast. As Izuku said, "Thanks. So what's happening today?" They said, "Oh, we're going somewhere." As they smiled, Izuku then gave a puzzled look after he ate. He then asked, "Is it okay if I open the gift?" As they said, "Yep," all together. As Izuku opened it, it turned out to be a bracelet with a color scheme being green, purple, and blue, but with a crystal button that looked like the one on his chest. As he asked, "Sorry to say this, but what is it?" As Hasashi answered, "Oh, it's okay. See, my friend that looks into the old world with me about Titans and how we originally lived, they sent this after they found it. Oddly enough, it was shortly after you awoke in your quirk, too. They know about your crystal because I told them about it. They're very interested in you, Izuku. So they thought this was appropriate when he informed me what he had sent." There's also a note there, as that Izuku read a note, with it saying, "Hello there, young Izuku. It seems this is fate. And I'll tell you what I found inscribed when I picked it up." It read as such: "This is for the true Aegis' driver who controls all three. For one day it shall unleash your true power and the true power of the Aegis. With that, have a good birthday, little Izuku." So Izuku said thank you, and he put it on. He said, "So what now?" Still smiled as his mom quickly answered, "Well, me and your dad need to get ready. And you should get dressed after Pyre's very special gift." She then started to shove her husband out as he was going, "Okay, okay." As then Pyre walked up and bended down to Izuku, saying, "Now close your eyes. You can open them in a second." As he felt something touch his hand, as then Pyre said, opened them. Azuki saw that he had a red and golden band with a green gem in it. Spire said, "See, I got one too." She shows a green band with a blue, green, and purple gem in it, saying, "This is our wedding band," causing Izuku to freak out. As she then kisses him on the lips, saying, "This is the truth. This is our wedding band, because you are mine, first and always," while doing this with a devilish smile. At this point, Izuku's brain has gone dead. And his Pyro's then thinking, "Yep, I'm his number one. Plus, I'm not going to let those other girls win just yet, even if I have to share them eventually." With Mithra saying, "You go, girl. That's to show 'em who's boss." As they are in the car, now they pull up to UA. As Suzuka asked, "Why?" Them all saying, "Oh, you'll see." As they enter a large dark room and the lights come on, with Izuku realizing it's the lunchroom, with everyone yelling, "Surprise!" As then Izuku seeing that everyone at UA had made a goodbye/happy birthday party. Then Izuku started to cry and smile, which made everyone smile. As the party went on to a full swing, as they ate and had fun playing games and other things, as one of Izuku's former female classmate from Izawa's class walked up saying, "This is from us." As he was handing a card, as he read it, as everyone is signed, leaving a positive message on it. As he's saying, "Thank you so much." And when he smiles, it causes her to blush really red. Instead, he got gifts from the rest of the staff. Nezu got him an All Might autograph, which pissed everyone off knowing how much of an All Might fanboy Izuku was. Recovery Girl got him a book on survival and medicine. Lunch Rush then got him a book on cooking. 13 got him a unique 3D map of not only the world and the universe, but has the ability to update and show you where you are or at any landscape. Hound Dog got him a book on animal psychology. Mike got him a guitar and said to rock out with it. And I had got him art supplies, art books, and even everything you would need for it, really. But handed him an envelope and said, "What's in there is just for you." As Izuku looked, he got really hit and quickly stashed the envelope away. Sematos gave him his favorite book series. Snipe gave him a BB gun with more than enough ammo. Ectoplasm gave him an All Might toy. A limited edition All Might toy, to be exact. Vlad King gave him some weights to continue his training to become stronger. As Parlor then gave him books on engineering they were talking about, since he'd shown such an interest in learning, and with a very special portable workbench. Howard then came up, handing him 2 scarves, saying, "The green, red, and gold one is for Pyro, and this other one is yours. It's blue, green, and purple. Both of them have a green streak. A green, blue, and purple streak through them. These are combat scars based off the ones you learned." And with Nezu finally saying, "Now a joint project from everyone here and the students. You will only be the one in the whole world to have this, because we are never making another one because it was a nightmare," as it's clearly seen as everyone starts having horrible flashbacks. As they finally say, "It is called the Infinite Storage Box. It's just as it says. It stores everything and has no limit." And then he decided to store everything they had given him into it. As he says, "Thank you, everyone." As we cut to Izuku blowing out the candles of the cake, he walked up to Izawa saying, "I know I'm not supposed to tell you my wish, but my wish is to train with Katsuki from now on." Izawa said, "That's alright. She knows about Pyra at this point. I can grant that." As we got to the end of the party, people were leaving, and his parents walked up saying, "We have to get something ready for Pyra at the house, so we have to go soon. And when they get home, why don't you go play in the park for a bit?" Izuku nodded. As they got home and Izuku went nearby park since it wasn't completely sundown just yet. As it was evening, with Pyra, as it was very, very early evening, with Pyra, as his parents then leaving something in Pyra's room. Right after that, Hisashi heard a doorbell, and when he answered the door with a man saying hello there, he said in horror, saying not you, anyone but you. This is the end of part 4. I'm not too sure, but I'll at least give a warning here in the beginning of part 5. I'm not too sure how long that one will be. It's a little bit longer than the normal scripts I write. Now, with that being said, I will be posting part 5 later today, because I only got enough time to record them right now, and I really need to get some sleep because I have to get up in like less than 2 hours to make phone calls and get ready for a family visit. Okay, this is the Real Guardian. You guys have a good rest of the day. I'm signing off.